because I have passion for my 49ers.
I am not going to back down on this one. Sometimes I go extra hard just to prove my point.
No, you don't get to have it both ways.
It's head-to-head. It's mano-y-mano. It's 49ers face-off. And we got these two guys here ready to get it going. We got the great Alex. We've got JHill over here. It's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. We got some great topics. Ooh, we got a booing section going on. That came all the way from 49ers Twitter. I hope you enjoyed it.
Fire John, fire Kyle.
Hey.
Grant Cohn's the man. Yeah, let's go, people.
We don't speak that name here. It's Thanos. Jeez.
Bunch of idiots.
Oh my.
Jesus.
Wow, Jason is coming in fiery hot today.
Is that a flag?
It's not a flag because I kind of appreciate some of what he was saying there. I won't tell you. I won't tell you what parts, but I will watch some of that in an instant replay later. But we got some great topics to get into because the 49ers played a very tough game against Arizona yesterday, the division leaders, and the defense showed up in a big way. The offense, had some struggles, but we need to get into that a lot. Normally, I would let you guys make opening statements, but considering how you guys did, we're going to get into these topics in a second, but we got to do the coin toss first.
Coin toss.
Alex, you're going to call it this time. JHill called it last time. Let's see if you can get a victory on this.
Give me that heads, baby.
Woo!
Give me that heads.
Whoa.
It is heads.
TMI.
I'm going to go first today.
Ooh, Alex.
Bad lead off.
I'm going to go first.
Alex,
Darren Ruffo.
Alex does not fear your comments at all.
No.
He's going straight for it.
Matter of fact, I'm planning on putting the nail in the coffin right now to start the episode.
Okay.
Undertaker?
Basically.
Well, we're going to kick slide into the next topic because it is time to talk about O-line struggles. Alex, that is a big topic for everyone 49ers land. Is this 49ers O-line just struggling? Is there a huge concern? What can the 49ers do? It's your topic. Go for it.
Great. It's wonderful. I've been excited to talk about this because from what I've seen so far through this game, some of this falls on the O-line. Absolutely. It falls on individuals within this O-line. It falls on some guys making some shoddy plays in some situations. However, some of those things are known. Like, for example, Mike McGlinchey trying to kick slide. It's not something he's very good at doing. It's not something he has a lot of success with.
Rocks.
Look, the Niners made adjustments, too. They sent Kyle Shanahan on some chip blocks and things of that nature to help him out. And once they were able to do that and slow down that edge rusher and not allow him to just get downhill, Marcus Golden or Jordan Hicks, just get down where he needed to, and Chandler Jones as well, McGlinchey was able to have a little bit more success in the pass blocking scenarios and in the pass blocking situations. And I know the holdings, right? The holdings are the big things right now that 49ers fans are freaking out about. McGlinchey's hold is an unfortunate situation because he actually has a good block on J.J. Watt in space. J.J. just actually does a really good job of squeezing the hold down for Trey to run through, and Trey can't take that angle and can't take that lane. And so Trey then takes the next best option, which is to jump outside while McGlinchey's engaged on J.J. Watt. He's now running outside in space, at the angle that J.J. Watt's trying to protect against, and McGlinchey's got a hold of him in there in space, and they're going to get that flag call every single time. It's the same thing with the Travis Benjamin run a little bit later after that, where Trey's getting to the outside. Travis Benjamin has his hips turned. He's showing his numbers to Trey Lance and telling him, hey, cut up right here, kid. And Trey tries to bounce it outside. Travis Benjamin's got a hold of the guy, and he's blocking him in space. He's engaged. Trey tries to bounce out and around, and you're going to get a holding call in those situations because he's going to now have to disengage. But if he disengages, he's going to get tackled for a loss. Those are just unfortunate situations there. Trent Williams got called for a couple of holdings. Some of those things, though, I don't necessarily believe are on the O-line. The young kid is holding on to the football for a very long period of time, and this 49ers O-line is not used to that. They're used to the ball coming out in 3.5, 4 seconds, right? Get back, hit your back foot, get rid of the football. They're used to quick decisions. They're not used to having to hold blocks for that long, for that amount of time. And so, therefore, you have a situation where these guys are struggling and adapting and adjusting to having to be responsible for these blocks for a longer amount of time. That's going to create some holding calls. It's going to create some things. It's also going to lead to potentially some great opportunities for Trey to get out of the pocket and to make some big plays downfield. There's a trade-off there. So if you're upset about that, it's both ways. You have to be willing to accept the deep stuff with some of the holding calls that are going to free up and allow Trey to have the time necessary in order to make those plays downfield.
So just to get you the record, did the O-line do a good job today or do a bad job? Because you were kind of all over the place.
I was all over the place, huh?
Yeah.
It was pretty consistent. I thought they did a pretty good job other than a few plays. Matter of fact, I even listed the plays where I thought they did a bad job.
They had multiple holding calls.
And explained two of them. I explained two of them away, including actually all three of them away. So
you started to you were on the right track though when you brought up the fact that the O-line is not used to having an athletic quarterback, and that's not the reason. It's part of it though, because
no, it's not.
Just off what you said, they're used to a quarterback
who makes quick decisions and gets rid of the ball in a timely manner.
Yeah.
What does Trey Lance's athleticism have anything to do with his ability to get the ball?
Because he will scramble around and hold the ball a little bit longer. So,
is that because he's athletic, or is that because he's not getting the ball out quick?
It's because he relies on his feet to scramble around to buy some extra time to find receivers, and he's not fully confident yet in getting the ball out on time. So the question is next year when he takes over, and unless we do get Aaron Rodgers, do we really trust Mike McGlinchey, who we know has been a suspect, average at best pass blocker, hell of a run blocker, but pass blocking has never been his
top two run blocker.
Okay, but we're talking about pass blocking now, so
just saying.
So do we really trust him with a quarterback who will continue to improve, but next year still might not be a boom, boom, boom type guy? And to me, the answer is no.
Okay.
So what I would hope they do in the offseason is that they find a quicker, more athletic right tackle.
That seems like a real easy solution, Jason.
Well,
who's that guy?
That's why we trust our scouting. And
so you don't actually have a guy in mind.
That's not what I'm paid to do.
So this right tackle is he's just an imaginary figment of our imagination that we're just going to somehow find and pull out of thin air.
Like we pull guys out like Elijah Mitchell and Kittle and Greenlaw. Sure, yeah, why not? Or
I'm just saying, like, you don't even have a name in mind.
With the extra cap room that we'll have, with the cap going up and Jimmy's contract being off the books. And we go out and try and trade for one, too. Now, I do want to bring in our referee because he is an ex-O lineman. You and I are not. So we're speaking from a point of opinion. He can speak from facts. So, Mr. Referee, sir.
Wait, hold on a second. I'm not an O lineman? Coach Collins would beg to differ.
You were a quarterback and a wide receiver. So
Coach Collins would beg to differ. You can ask Horst. When the team wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing on screen game.
Ask who?
Horst. Who's
Horst. That?
The Horst. This guy is not nice at all. Look.
So, like I was saying, since we are on my time now, and you talked for half an hour and said nothing.
Yeah, that's right. I said absolutely nothing, Jason.
Sir.
You're right. I'd like to throw a flag on that.
Insight into the Mike McGlinchey being too unathletic, or?
I think the big thing with Mike McGlinchey is the run game has to be established with him. If the run game is not established and he is forced to kick slide consistently, he's going to have struggles. If he's able to move laterally, like their sliding protection, he can be successful. You are not wrong in your belief that maybe next year they should go to a different right tackle. The answer, though, could already be on this football team. It could be Jalen Moore.
Jalen Moore, yeah.
And then you still have Mike McGlinchey under contract for one more year. Maybe you move Mike McGlinchey to right guard. He solves your guard problem. You have Laken Tomlinson in the last year of his contract. Maybe then Aaron Banks goes to left guard after a year of development. He played left guard at Notre Dame. And then your offensive line is somewhat stabilized. But yes, Mike McGlinchey is going to struggle in certain situations. Everyone understands that. The way that they built this offensive line, it's built that way. It's built that as long as the run game's going well, they're going to be hugely successful. If they have to drop back and throw the ball 30 times a game, they're going to have struggles, and everyone should just get used to holding calls, get used to getting beat at times, because the only guy that can do it consistently every single down is Trent Williams.
And this is my problem, though, because the question is the struggles of the O-line. That means 5 guys. You have a particular case with one gentleman, and that's it, Jason, because the rest of that O-line,
you have the holdings. He got beat consistently most of the time of the 5 guys.
Now, did he have most of the holdings? Because I believe Trent Williams had one waived because Michael McGlinchey had a hold, but I believe they both actually had 2 holding calls.
They both had 2 holding calls on them. And again, both of them, one of them on a run in which Trey is forced to bounce out because J.J. Watt does an incredible job and McGlinchey's engaged at the time. Not really a lot McGlinchey can do there other than not block J.J. Watt, and then J.J. Watt eats Trey Lance there at the line of scrimmage. The other one is on a pass in which Trey is holding on to the ball for a very long time. Now, whether that is because Trey isn't comfortable with his reads, whether that's the scheme and guys not being open downfield, or the defense just taking away the things that were supposed to be there that Trey doesn't have comfortable with, and now instead of him getting rid of the football or immediately he's running around, scrambling around, trying to keep the play alive, trying to do something to get the offense going. All of those things are possible. Those are all possibilities, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not on the O-line per se. It's on a lot of different factors. It may be partially on the O-line, but again, when you're used to doing things a specific way, and when the offense is schemed right for timing, for things to be back foot, plant throw, back foot, first read, second read, third read, throw the ball away, and that's not what's going on. That's not what's happening. There's a different dynamic there. You keep attributing all of these things to Trey's athleticism. What if it has nothing to do with Trey's athleticism?
I said it's him being athletic and trying to buy time, and him not necessarily being comfortable with what he sees downfield yet.
So how is that the O-line's fault?
They need to be able to maintain a block for more than 2.5 seconds.
They are maintaining blocks for more than 2.5 seconds, my guy. Yeah, I mean, I
watched the film. There was a lot of times where he dropped back.
I can't wait to watch the all-22 film and tell you.
He's already having to scramble because somebody missed a block somewhere. And most of the time,
you know what else we saw last week in the all-22 film, Jason?
What?
Trey starting to scramble because he felt like pressure was there, and there was no pressure.
And there was none. But this time there was.
Doubtful.
Because they had played an actual real defensive line this week.
Okay.
Well, not the candy-ass Seahawks.
And since we're talking about Trey, well, let's go ahead and let's go to our next topic. And Jason, you're going to kick this one off. Let's talk about Trey's performance. What did you think of Trey's performance in this game? His first start as a rookie in the NFL.
So for a guy who was supposed to ideally sit the whole year, other than a few plays here and there to add a spark or add some creativity in certain situations. Did he miss a couple throws? Absolutely. Did he get kind of seemingly a little more comfy as the game went on? Yeah, he definitely did. Did he have some throws that were eye-popping? God, yes. The throw to Brandon Ayuk was absolutely sick.
Which one? Because he had a couple of really good ones.
The one on the opposite hash in which he threw it on his outside shoulder as the DB's in his pants and he still got to him. That's a throw that Aaron Rodgers can make.
Mm-hmm.
That's a throw that Josh can make, and that Justin Herbert and Mahomes can make. Nobody else.
Okay.
So did I see some phenomenal talent? Oh God, yes. Where I'm sitting there like, man, that's impressive. Like, and then the throw to Mohamed Sanu too, where it was in a spot where Sanu had to reach out and snag it, but you see his arms almost get snapped back because it had so much velo on it. Man. But once again, in a spot where it's either going to be incomplete or our guy catches it. Do I want him to see him starting against the Colts? No. But the Niners fans, air quote me on this one, please, that are saying that we should trade him and he's terrible. The hell are you watching? That dude is an elite talent. Like, give the kid a break. He's 21. What the hell were you people doing at the age of 21? Go to Ollie's or the freaking bar? This dude's out there playing against one of the top 5-10 defenses at worst in the league on the road for his first start. And he lit it up. Like, he played really well. And yes, he had one bad throw that was intercepted, and he had a couple of other ones that he missed guys. But he's agile, he's strong, he's gritty, he's tough. I was way more impressed by him this week than I was in the second half of the game last week, folks. And if you don't see that, then you can borrow my glasses because you tripping big time.
Those are some thick glasses, too.
I can see the future with these things.
Hot dog. Hey,
amazing.
I think you'll be able to use those to your favor for the drive then in a little bit.
I will.
Look, I agree with you on a lot of that. right? I think Trey is exactly who we thought he was. Very, very raw, extremely talented quarterback who can do a lot of great things and still has a lot of things that he needs to clean up. That's what I get from this game. That's honestly what I take from it. The batted down passes at the line of scrimmage, they aren't batted down passes at the line of scrimmage because Trey is staring down a receiver. It's because Trey has located the guy he's supposed to throw to, and it's taking him 3 seconds to get rid of the football. It's the windup. It's taking him a long time to get that ball around in space and up, and D linemen are able to time when the ball is going to be coming up and being released, and then able to get their hands up at the right time. That just sucks. That's a technique thing. It's a mechanic thing that can be fixed, but it's going to be fixed long term, not short term. What can be fixed, though, is the reading and the reads that he's making and getting the ball out. I saw for the first time all year a couple of different times where Trey Lance felt pressure and got the ball out to a hot read. Last week, he refused to do that. He would not do it. He would miss. He would stare at receivers. There were a few times this week where he literally recognized and diagnosed blitz and got one out to Kyle Juszczyk on one where Kyle Juszczyk hurdles the corner, right, gets the first down, and continues
Credit
to drive.
card hops, though, still, though.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Says the guy that had a butt fumble.
Talk about white guy hops, you know?
It's true. Look, so I liked those things. I did see growth and development there. And like you said, you talked about the throws. The 2 throws to Brandon Ayuk that he threw were phenomenal. He put a couple up in space that were questionable. The one to Debo, that Debo makes an incredible catch on over the top of the guy. Questionable throw, but he has a good chemistry.
Receiver, though.
And he trusts his receiver to go make a play. And he does put the ball up high where probably only Debo's going to get it. The problem with it is, right, if it goes off Debo's hands, that ball's tipped and floating up in the air, and it's probably getting picked and going the other direction. It's a risky ball. It's a 50-50 ball. But I've talked about wanting to see more of those types of throws. I'm glad that he's making those throws, A, and then B, the 49ers are converting on those plays and making big catches. Those things are important. But there were some bad throws, right? The overthrow, obviously, to Travis Benjamin early in the game that results in the pick. That wasn't
though, really.
Yes, but that wasn't a great one. He climbs the pocket. He does a couple of things, and it just doesn't go his way. And he sails it bad. I mean, it's really bad over the top. It's significantly over the top. That play, not great. Not what you're looking for there in those situations. And then he misses some receivers. But this is something that Trey is going to do. He's going to miss guys. He's going to miss reads. He's not going to be comfortable with what he sees. And he's not going to put the ball in the right space to the right guy at the right time. He still needs time to develop those things. So for me, the performance from Trey was exactly what I thought it was going to be. This is a guy who completes about 50% of his balls. He completes 51%. Throws for 194 yards. That's great. No touchdowns. 1 pick early in the game, but he used his feet well. He was able to extend some drives. And in the red zone, he had opportunities and he missed a couple of guys, and he almost had the big run where he bullies through Isaiah Simmons and one other guy to get into the end zone.
Lobbed that up though too.
Just close. It was close. Look, I thought Trey did. It was,
but they were open right there.
Here's the thing. A lot of 49ers fans.
Looks nice.
A lot of 49ers fans went into this game thinking that Trey is going to be able to win us football games where Jimmy Garoppolo's not. And myself, I know that when I look at Trey Lance, look at a guy right now and go, there are times where he can win us football games. You are correct. But he's also going to make a lot of things and miss things that are going to maybe not prevent the 49ers from winning, but they don't help the 49ers from winning, to winning. Like, they don't help us to win football games. When you're not able to extend drives, when you miss open receivers, when you miss your reads, those things don't bode well for a team moving the ball, creating, establishing momentum on offense. Those things hurt. So Trey adds a little bit of both. He extends some drives where we have no business extending them, right? 3rd and 15s or the 1st and 25, for example, where we're sitting way negative and we somehow manage to convert and drive down the field a little bit further. Those things great. And then there's going to be times on 3rd and 5s where he's going to miss a wide open guy, or 4th and short where we miss things. It's just unfortunate, but that's what you're going to get with Trey Lance right now. He's not 100% ready. He does add a lot of great things. This is why I've been kind of on board with the Shanahan plan, this idea of mixing him and Jimmy Garoppolo and feeding off of each other's strengths in order to help get this offense going a little bit more going forward. I do agree with you, Jason. I would prefer he didn't start against the Colts coming up, but it's all dependent for me on Jimmy Garoppolo's health. If Jimmy ain't healthy, it has to be Trey. If Jimmy's dang near 100% or close to being good to go, then it probably needs to be Jimmy.
For now, just what people might not be aware of, and this is why I'm here to drop the knowledge on you.
To make us aware.
Yeah,
sure.
That's what I do. This is his first start in 600 plus days.
It's a long time.
He's had one start in 600 plus days, and that was against teams that nobody will sniff in the NFL. Not a team that was undefeated with a top 7 defense and the number 1 offense on the road. Like that's the thing that I loved was his body language. He didn't look scared. He didn't look jumpy or nervous, or he even after he threw the pick, he was calm. He didn't look. It looked like he was never in awe of the moment, which for a kid that, like I said, only once started 600+ days. I mean, for the people who love Mac Jones, some of the throws that kid made today, Mac Jones could only dream of having that kind of just natural ability. So
probably does dream of those.
I would agree with our official there that he dreams.
Dream.
Beautiful dreamer. Yeah. So just spare me with all the freaking Twitter social media to talk about he's a bust already. Because in 2 years, when he has us potentially in the Super Bowl, don't come back being buying your trade jerseys then.
What are you talking about? They wore the trade jersey today, and then said that.
Took it off at halftime. This guy sucks.
Sad part is I was $200. Oh crap! This is done.
I'll be honest. I was kind of disappointed that we got no. Trey wears 5 because he's half the quarterback that Jimmy Garoppolo is. Got none of those tweets. That's what I was kind of expecting. Something creative.
That's a pretty good line, actually.
Yeah.
It's a good line, but yeah, I'm glad we didn't get one of those for sure.
But I mean, when it's all said and done, he'll be the best QB in that history to ever wear number 5.
Oh, to wear number 5. So you're saying better than Jeff Garcia?
I am, yes.
I'm very glad that you clarified that statement because I was about to flip this table over and come right over there.
Last time I checked, I talked slowly. Come on, guys.
And you're really lucky that JT O'Sullivan never wore 5.
Also true.
Or Josh Rosen.
Big yikes. Big yikes.
Who's that?
Yeah, is that a person?
Now, one thing that Kyle Shanahan, because he's been getting a lot of criticism this year, and one thing he got criticism for was not going for it on 4th down against Green Bay and giving Aaron Rodgers an opportunity, to drive down the field and score. So Kyle Shanahan flipped the script on all of that, and he decided on Sunday that he was going to go for it every time. There was no shame in his game. He believed that he could get every first down. Alex, how are you feeling about Kyle Shanahan's aggressiveness? Was it the right move, or should he have kicked field goals, played field position, and tried to play complementary football to defeat Arizona?
No, you didn't need to play complementary football. Your defense was playing at an elite level. Your defense was showing you after that first drive.
Is that what complementary football is? Complement what is working well?
Yes, to an extent, but you would ideally want to put your defense in the best possible situation, punting. That's what most people were saying. That's the argument being made by a lot of people. My argument is that because the defense was playing so well, you didn't need to pin them back. You had faith that the defense was going to get it done and put your offense in a better situation going forward, which is what happened. And look, it's funny. It's just funny to me because for all the people bickering, being upset, Kyle Shanahan doesn't trust Jimmy. He doesn't trust the offense, right? These guys can't get it done. The 4th down play calling has been awful. He goes for it 5 times, I believe? 5 or 6 different times. They only convert a few of them.
I lost count after 3.
Yeah, it was a lot of times. And they don't really convert many of them at all. There are a lot of opportunities where they get really, really close, and it just doesn't pan out San Francisco way. It doesn't bounce the way you want. They don't necessarily execute as cleanly as you'd like. This is a game where if you had told anyone pregame that the Arizona Cardinals were going to have less than 400 yards of offense, less than 350 yards of total offense, put up only 17 points, the Niners would outgain them and win the time of possession battle, you'd have been like, oh man, the Niners took it to these guys and really kept them down. You wouldn't expect a loss. Niners did everything they needed to do defensively to win this football game. Kyle tried. He tried as best as he possibly could to put Trey in positions to have success, make plays, and keep this offense moving down the field and be able to put up touchdowns, not field goals, on the Cardinals. It doesn't pan out. It sucks. But I would rather Kyle Shanahan do this, right? Put it on the O, put it on Trey's shoulders and this offense shoulders and be like, hey, find a way to get it done and get us over the hump. The defense has your back. Then for him to be like, let's protect Trey, let's protect the drive, let's kick this down and play field position, and it is what it is. I would much rather him be aggressive, and I want him to do this no matter who's the quarterback, whether it's Jimmy, whether it's Trey. I'd rather have him be more aggressive and put the onus on the defense than to sit back and just, basically 4th and 1, you need a foot, you need an inch, you just need to get that little bit extra, that yard, and then be like, yeah, we can't get that done. I want him to have faith in this offense, and I want this offense to believe that they can do that, because the more of those positions he puts us in early, especially now that we're 2-3, the more times that we're putting ourselves in that position and executing, the better that's going to be later in the year.
This makes for a terrible show, but I'm not mad at Kyle going for it, because I wish that San Francisco would go for it a little more than what they do anyway. So if that's my stance and my feeling, then when they go for it in reasonable situations at pretty good spots in the field, you either celebrate the success or you live by the consequences. And today it didn't work out, but in the future, if they keep going for it 6-7 times a game, and they convert 4 of those every game, that means the ball's in our hands more. That means we're getting a better chance to score, and it's wearing down the other team's defense as well, and it's keeping our defense fresh. So, I'm okay with it, because I like to see coaches who coach to win games, not to not lose games.
Play to win the game.
Hello, they are who we thought they were. We let them off the hook. No, we did let them off the hook because we didn't convert those opportunities. But I also like it because it shows that Kyle has confidence in Trey. And it would have been very easy, since it was his first start, to just be like, "Oh, and go for it, guys. We gotta punt this." And now, in all honesty, I didn't have the privilege to watch the game live, but I knew what the score was before I got home and got to rewatch the game. And if you think when you go into the game playing Arizona that they're going to score less than 28 against anybody, you have to coach the game to be aggressive, and that's what Kyle did.
Unless you're this guy.
Blind squirrels on day corners every once in a while too.
Oh, blind squirrels, huh? Blind squirrels.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. I was leading Lock It Up in score predictions.
You lock her up
Until Danny Dimes decided that he had to concuss himself, and Saquon Barkley destroyed his ankle.
Saquon got hurt, and Galladay got hurt. The whole team just crumbled.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
That was solid.
Dang you, Gigantes!
Bring it back to me.
Bad weekend for the Giants there.
Not a great weekend, but look, man,
Giants or Big Blue.
That's true. I agree with you though, 100%, man, Jason. I think this is one of the few times that you and I are going to agree in its entirety, start to finish, on the argument. I would rather have an aggressive Kyle Shanahan than a Kyle Shanahan folding and willing to put the ball back in the other team and letting their offense, right, try and do the same things to us that we're trying to do to them.
So, since you guys agree, now let's disagree with the drive. So, guys, it's time for the drive.
Time for the drive.
My goodness
I'm going to do the schedule in just a minute. We might have to extend the drive time here a little bit. Maybe be a 2-minute warning.
Heck no, you get a minute, my guy.
You get 1 minute for the drive, Jason, so I hope you're ready.
Just for that too, Ant, because I won the toss?
Yeah.
I'm deferring.
Oh, I
Jason
like that. Jason
first.
showed his hand. He wasn't able to deke it, and now Alex is calling him out. So, Jason, for the drive, what is the 49ers' final record for this season? How do you see it playing out?
So, we are 2-3, and that, if you have watched our show every week, and if you haven't, you live. But if you
I might throw a flag on that.
You know that Alex said that San Francisco would only lose 3 games all year. And they've only lost 3. That means that they have to win every game since. I was a little more honest, but I had them being 12-5, 11-6 in that realm.
Oh, sliding scale.
Still on the fence. Hey, at least I'm honest. As of right now, at 2-3, they have 8 games that are clearly winnable. Absolutely, we should win those 8 games with Jeff coming back and Dre coming back and stuff, so we'll be getting healthy. And then they have a few toss-up games in Seattle, the 2 versus the Rams, and even folks don't think I'm crazy here, but even the Bengal game's kind of a toss-up because even though their O-line's a little suspect, they got 2 good backs and 3 good receivers and a heck of a young quarterback. I think San Francisco ends up
drive is over, my guy. Your time is up. Your time is up. 11-6 is what he goes
11-6. Alex, you're awarded 5 extra seconds of time if you would like to use it, sir, for Jason with encroachment.
Oh, I'm 100% going to use it, Ant, because I need it to go through all of these wins, these wonderful wins. Colts win. Bears win. Cards win. Rams at home win. Jags win. Vikings win. Seattle at Seattle win. Bengals win. Falcons win. Tennessee win. Texans win. Rams in LA loss. That's what I have them at. So I have them finishing at 13-4, only one off of my actual prediction. Look, Jason said 8 wins. The Niners have 10 games left on this season that are still winnable football games. When Jason says toss-up, it's a toss-up game. Jason, you're looking at the glass half empty, my guy. I choose to look at it half full. Toss-up game is a winnable football game, which means there's 10 games left on the schedule that the 49ers can for sure still win, giving them that 12-win season, giving them 12-4, putting them firmly in the seat. And guess what? The rest of the NFC West not getting healthy. Russ Wilson, hurt finger. Stafford, hurt finger. And Kyler potentially dealing with a shoulder.
And that completes the drive. 2 compelling arguments have been made. You get to decide who wins.
Since when is Homer a bad thing? My word almighty. Did the Homer
Alex win? According to Jason, did Alex win the argument? Did JHill win the argument? You get to decide. Let us know in the comment section down below.
You know it's me. You know it's not the man down there in the suit. Don't you dare. Don't you dare vote for that man. Blasphemy. 8 wins left.
I said 8 wins. Okay, so what we'll do every week is we'll check the Vegas line and we'll see where we're at. And I guarantee you that at least 3 of those games that they will be underdogs. If not 4 or 5 of those games, they will be underdogs.
You can't win when you're an underdog?
Well, they're going to be playing on the road, right? Isn't that usually grounds to be an underdog?
Usually. Man, what a compelling argument he just made.
Gets you 3 points. Now, some of those road games might be a little bit more. Some of them might be a little bit less.
I would like to say this. They are 2-0 on the road, Jason. Oh, sorry, 2-1 now. They lost 2-1. They ruined my argument. Thanks.
Son of a gun.
And they're 0-2 at home. The candlestick curse.
Oh my gosh.
Get out of here.
Let us know what you think about all of this down below. Who won? What arguments did you like? What arguments did you not like? And what do you want to see us talking about in the future? We got a bye week coming up, so maybe not a whole lot for us to discuss coming into next week's face-off, but maybe there's some topics you want us to debate next Monday. Leave them in the comment section down below. And make sure you stick around because we got a daily video and the game recap still to come today at 11 a.m.
Yeah, don't miss the game recap. It's going to be exciting. We really get into it and talk all about the 49ers game versus Arizona Cardinals. And then later in the week, you're going to want to catch, actually the next day, you're going to want to catch the All-22 film breakdown. And we're really going to break down each game. It is almost 3 hours of coverage, an hour and a half per day of 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. Every single play broke down. Every single player looked at. It's exciting. If you like film breakdown, if you want to have a better understanding of what's going on the field, jump over there and check it out.
You truly believe that Kyle Shanahan is to blame? You think DeMeco Ryans isn't doing the thing he needs to do?
He did a hell of a job yesterday.
That's true. He did, and he's been doing a heck of a job for weeks now. Head on over to Patreon. You'll get not only the new film breakdowns, you'll have access to everything we've ever posted on Patreon. It's a lot of fun over there. We'll see you there, and until the next one, stay safe.
Remember, the right way
is always the 49ers way.